how'd you get started in this? What made you go there? Why did you want to be a coach?
Well, I started to, I think it really dates back to 2010, and I had a brain tumor. And I had 2 brain surgeries and radiation treatments, and it was an enormous kind of life crisis.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a huge, it was an unbelievable experience. It was gut wrenching and it was horrific in many ways. And it was also the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And it was just a beautiful connection to my own mortality. And so what that gave to me was this sense of wanting to live really, really fully, and really feeling the preciousness of life, wanting to live really, really fully, and then realizing, gosh, the biggest thing that has been holding me back from living my life totally, fully, completely has been me. My fears, my stories in my head. And I started to become very curious about, well, how do people go about changing that? I wanted to get those stories out of the way so that I can be more fully myself, live life more fully. And so I started to work on myself and started to dabble in what some people might call transformational work, looking at who we are and how do we change that? How do we actually break out of patterns? And I started studying that more and more and more. And then I ended up not realizing that actually that turned out to be my passion and skill and deep meaning in life, was being able to do that. I found I was really good at working with myself and then working with other people. And after a while, I just said, this is all I want to do. I just love helping people get unstuck from their patterns and kind of raise their vibration, if you will, to another level, and finding very specific systematic means to help people to get there.
Wow, that's a powerful story. Obviously, everything turned out well with the brain tumor.
Yes, I'm tumor free. And I don't have any. There's always the concerns. I have MRIs every year, and that's also a blessing, because that always that little reminder, like, hey, are you really opening your heart? Are you really living towards creating something of meaning in your life, or are you going back to sleep? And so that MRI I have every year, I don't ever want to stop having those MRIs.
Well, because they kind of shake you up and remind you, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's scary. I'm not going to say I'm not. There's always a time when I get the MRI and they don't give me the results right away. Like, I'll go have the MRI and then I have to wait 1 day, 2 days, a week. And at the beginning, I hated that, is because I would sit with this anxiety and I didn't want to feel that. And over time, as I became more able to sit with my feelings, that became the most precious time for me. That week or few days where I didn't know, where I could really sit with that sense of not knowing and being in that, man, this is really precious. Every moment is really precious, and connecting to that. I didn't realize how valuable that was until I had this experience, until I had this life-altering brain tumor. I had no idea how valuable just having that put into my face, how valuable that was.
That it certainly would give you a whole different outlook on just about everything.
Yes, everything. Yeah, because when you look at, we can understand from a headspace. Oh, we only have this moment. And we can understand that from a headspace. But I got it at this very deep, emotional, real level in my heart, and it makes it very easy sometimes to make decisions from that perspective. From saying, you know what. Am I going to sit back and just give in to this fear or this sense of security or false security? And am I going to do that? Or am I going to really stretch and try something different and do something different? And having access to that sense of mortality has changed every decision I've made since that time.
Wow, that is just amazing, Frank. Thanks for sharing that story with us.